Hi, this is Timothy with Bluestem, and I'm here with Tim and Deb, and we're going to take a tour of their kitchen. Thank you for letting us do this. This is so much fun, and we're going to show everybody all the great features in your kitchen.
Sounds awesome. Let's go.
So Deb, we're looking at your new porch. Tell me about this room. Tell me about the inspiration for this room.
Well, as you can see, we have a beautiful backyard, and this was really just a screen porch. So there was a sliding glass door here. We were able to utilize the sliding door in the creation of this porch. Very interesting ceiling.
Yeah, the blue color is really terrific. I like that.
Now,
tell me about that. How did you guys come to that blue color?
Well, so our master bedroom is this beautiful blue. And working with Emma, our designer, we came up with the idea of putting blue on the ceiling out here.
Well, I think it's just terrific. Just terrific. So this is a door we actually repurposed from the house originally.
Yes.
And we're able to reuse it. That's a great way to be efficient, environmental, and also save some money.
Exactly.
It's still snowy out there. I bet you're looking forward to spring weather and you really get to enjoy this space.
We are looking forward to, well, we're already enjoying it. Most every day we sit out here, it's very peaceful. It's very calming. The room itself has such a warmth, and you just have all this natural light. It's delightful.
So tell me about the floors you chose here. What product are these?
So this is the luxury vinyl plank. And Emma found this beautiful color pattern on here for us. So we were able to bring out all different colors with this vinyl planking.
Boy, it looks like wood almost. Does it feel like wood to you as you're using it? It
does feel like wood. It's very hard, meaning if you drop something, you're not injuring the surface itself. It's very easy to clean.
You know what I really like is the boards look so different. I mean, they're not all the same. You wouldn't know it was a manufactured product. I think that's super cool.
Well, and this is very interesting because the contractor who was working on this flooring, he set up all different boards all over the place so that he didn't have one pattern that was just all in like a 5-foot area.
Mm-hmm.
He mixed and matched, so you have this variability across the floor. And this is actually sitting on our old oak floor.
Okay, so very simple. Again, really easy to do. Just be able to go right over top of it. Didn't have to tear everything else
Correct.
out.
So we saved money just with that.
Just with that. All right.
Laying it on top.
Yeah. No, that looks, I think the details on that's great. Well, of course, the real reason we're here is we want to talk about this beautiful kitchen. And we'll do a little tour and kind of walk around the kitchen. But maybe we just sort of start about how you use things. I think this is the door to the garage over here.
Yes.
And that's where most people come and go. Is that where you typically are coming and going from the garage?
We tend to come in through that door, unless we have guests, and then they tend to come in through the front.
Let's do kind of an overall tour. Tell me about some of the things that you like the most.
Oh, okay. Well, number one probably is this black walnut topped island. This island is 145 inches long, and it's set up for 2 different areas basically. Because we do a lot of things in our kitchen, and we usually are doing them together. So we have big projects, and we never do anything small. It's always, 20 quarts of stock, or, we're doing salsa and using, 40 pounds of tomatoes or whatever. But this allows us a fabulous work area. But then we also, at the other end where the stools are, that's our socializing area. So we can have our people here, and we can still be doing what we need to do here in the kitchen.
Great, great. So they're down there, they're out of your way, but they're right here with you too.
Right here with us.
And you can give them a beverage or some snacks, and everybody's talking and enjoying being together in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that you've had the space for this. I mean, this is really a neat way to use a very long room, I think.
Well, this had been a kitchen where we are standing right now, and then a family room going toward the brick wall. So we were able to utilize and just make this all kitchen because that's what our passion is.
Now, there's a couple of interesting things. I see you've got two, it looks like two refrigerators here. Tell me what's going on with that.
Well, actually, the one on the left here, that is a refrigerator, all refrigerator. And the one on the right-hand side is all freezer. Now, we split them and we went on opposite sides of the opening onto the porch because I just felt that having, 6 feet of stainless was just way too much for me to handle. So we split it out, and that makes it far more appealing, I would say.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And in terms of daily usage, having the freezer down there, that's okay? That works out pretty well?
It works out very well because you go into the refrigerator far more often than you go into the freezer.
Absolutely.
So you pull out what you need out of the freezer, bring it on up here to the working area, and then when you have condiments and all those different things that are in the fridge, you can pull those out very easily.
So these are the pantries, and show us what we've got here.
So we have two pantries in this kitchen. One is here with 4 slide-out shelves.
I like this. I hadn't thought about this, but organizing the cans horizontally, which means you can see everything.
I can see them. I do not have to look at a whole shelf of just tops.
Right,
and
it's
pulling
very
every
efficient.
one of them out. So
that's a great kitchen trick.
Yep. So I love that. Love that. And then we have another pantry. It's right over here.
So this is actually more of a room, this pantry.
Yes. Now we have a spot here for our coats. We can have our winter boots in here. And you'll see that, we can have some of our canned goods up here and all that. Now we have chosen to have our microwave and our toaster oven basically living here in the pantry. And there's a plug-in right there. So I didn't want to have a lot of stuff all over these beautiful quartz countertops that we have.
Sense.
So we have these in here. We use the microwave every day. We don't use the toaster oven every day. But I can run over here and, reheat what I'm going to reheat in the microwave without having to look at that microwave.
And
it's sitting on my counter.
Getting the microwave into a design is one of the trickiest things. And you've just solved that by putting it away. And it sounds like it's still working for you in terms of daily life.
Oh, it works great.
And then I see this pantry has a nice sliding pocket door here.
You know what? We did a lot of pocket doors in this renovation.
Yeah.
And they are beautiful. And they do the trick. And they allow for more storage because it just hides right in place. And I don't have to have room for a swinging door.
The door is just out of the way. You can leave it open. But if you don't want people to see what's there, you close it. And you're ready to go for a party.
Exactly.
Love it. Love it. Terrific. Well, shall we talk about some of the other features in the kitchen? And let's talk about this big peninsula and your dining space. So you said you took this long room and kind of repurposed the way it was working. What's different now? I see we've got the dining table over there. Was that always where the dining table was?
The dining table was there, yes. But there used to be a big wall right here that came all the way across.
So right here, it was all wall.
All wall.
Okay.
And wall here.
Right.
As well. So the dining room was separated off by walls.
Okay.
Okay.
So this open feel that we've got now wasn't like that before.
It was not.
It was not like that before. It was very much enclosed. So if you were in the kitchen, you were stuck there by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. And we would have friends over and they would be at the dining room and, we would be in here cooking. And again, we didn't have interaction with our friends because we're doing the cooking. The other thing is that we did not want to have on this island that we talked about, we did not want to have anything on this island. We didn't want to have a sink on the island. We didn't want to have a cooktop on the island. So we wanted it just clean and bare. And then we did put in the second sink right over there.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's a cute sink.
And it's right by the fridge. So that works really well.
What do you tend to use this sink for?
All kinds of things. If someone is over here at the big sink working, then it works really nicely to pull something out of the fridge. You could do your rinsing off. You can, use it for your prep. if you have dishes over here, whatever.
Great. You mentioned the countertops before, so this is not a natural stone, right? This is a quartz product?
This is quartz, yeah.
Right. And how are you feeling about it so far?
I absolutely love this color. And with the interesting little design on it, you can, I don't know, you can hide.
You don't see every crumb?
You don't see every crumb, right?
Right.
I do walk around, I make sure that I wipe off water and things like that. I mean, and that it just keeps it looking beautiful.
That's great.
You'll also notice our outlets.
Yes.
Our outlets are in the backsplash. So they are not interfering with our beautiful wall tile.
And that's an interesting choice because we don't always see this design where we have the backsplash and then the tile. I think it's been accomplished beautifully here. Was there a lot of conversation about having both of those features in this wall?
We worked with Emma hand in hand on this project every step of the way. And, I told her, we want to have tile up to the ceiling. So we did. And, you have a backsplash, but I didn't want to have the outlets to break up that beautiful tile that we have.
And they really do just disappear. I mean, the outlets just disappear.
They totally disappear.
And then the tile is just gorgeous and continuous. And this pattern's a lot of fun. How did you guys come to decide about that?
We just looked at lots and lots of options. And, this is a really big kitchen, okay?
Yes.
I think it's long, and I wanted to put a tile up that was big enough and not something really small.
So it's got a good scale. You don't lose it in the size of the kitchen.
Exactly.
Because you're looking at it often, like here, we're looking at it all the way across, and you really see that pattern. The pattern really stands out even across the room.
Right.
Terrific.
So we have our pot filler above the stove. We didn't feel that we needed more than 6 burners.
Okay.
These are high-powered burners, so we're not going to have more than 4 pots going at one time, even when we do our big productions of things. But this is an open burner versus a closed burner.
Why did you choose that?
Because we were interested in having more of that center heat that we could control, because the closed burners have a larger ring.
So you get the center heat here, and then you can get a simmer, and then you have less, and you can get a smaller flame.
Yes.
Versus the closed burners, you don't get any center heat here. You're only getting heat that's around that outside ring. And so the heat's only on the outside of the pot, not all the way across the bottom of the pot.
Correct.
All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Then we have a lovely hood up here. And what's interesting, I think, about this hood is you kind of look at the shape, the design of the hood itself, and then look at that tile again. And it just kind of flows together. It's a similarity of shapes that kind of carries through the project. And it's even our lights above the island here. Again, there's a similarity with that as well, with the roundness of the tile and the rounded edge of the hood.
Yeah.
Can I show you something interesting?
Of course. Yes. Right. Show me something interesting.
Come on over here. Check this out. Everybody hates corner cabinets.
Yes.
Take a look at that.
Look at the way that moves.
Look at that.
Look at the way that moves.
You can use the entire space. Bluestem found that for us.
Let's open that one more time for me. Let me make sure we've got it good. Yeah, let's show people how that works. So that comes out, and then you bring it all the way over, and then you can just pull it right out. Look at that. Every inch is well used. You can see everything. No crawling around on your hands and knees into the back of the blind cabinet.
Yeah, nobody likes those cabinets, and it's such an awesome use of it.
That is great. That is really great.
And then, of course, we have our mixer lifter.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
Nobody wants to pick up the mixer.
Then that comes right on up
and use it.
Yeah.
And it's plugged in right now.
So you're ready to go.
So it's ready to go.
That looks great.
Yeah. So that's fun, and it comes down nice and easily. Oops. Got to
Well,
pull it. I have to pull it the correct way to get it. There we go.
there it goes. And so you're not straining your back.
No.
And what you said you wanted is nothing left out. The space is completely clear. You could live like this every day and still get everything out easily for the big cooking events and put it all away and have it be this clean and clear.
Exactly right. You'll notice we don't have a lot of upper cabinets
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
We have such cool things like drawers that with little pegs that protect all of our dishes from banging into each other.
That's great. And you don't have to reach up. You can just put it down easily.
Now in our dining room, we have come around the corner here and we have more cabinets.
Look at this. What great use of this. Now you didn't choose to have an overhang here, which makes a lot of sense because the dining table is right here. So it wouldn't really make sense to have chairs here, but you wanted this peninsula. And so you've chosen to do storage here, which really utilizes every inch.
Exactly. So I can put the finer, the fine china in here that I will actually use now because I can get to it.
Right.
So I love that.
All right, so these can just open, and again, we've got the pegs. Is this Grandma's china? I think you were telling me this is Grandma's.
It's Grandma's
china. This is really
china.
beautiful, and you actually get to use it now.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Yep, it's delightful.
So the other part of this project was the bedroom and some bathrooms, right? And so we're going to go down here and take a look at these.
Wait.
What?
Hold on. I want you to see something.
All right.
Okay, now as you're coming down the hallway, look in the mirror in this bathroom.
Whoa, what am I seeing?
What do you see? That is the beautiful porcelain tile that's in the shower right behind you. Look at that.
This is like being in the sky.
Yeah. It is beautiful.
That is really fun. Now it's so bright in here. I think you've got, is this natural light coming in through here?
We have solar tubes. We have 3 solar tubes. Great. And so we do have natural light.
That is
and other lights that are on right now, but
that is really cool.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, and so you get to look at that, and it really expands. It feels like there's a whole other room just in the mirror.
And it's like having artwork in a mirror.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Artwork in a mirror. All right. Well, let's take a look at some of these other rooms then. So this is the blue you were telling us about.
This is the blue.
All right.
Yes. This is our master.
Now, some people would say, wow, this feels really dark. Tell me about the experience of having this darker room as your master bedroom.
I find this blue to be so calming. And so we fell in love with this blue. It is a custom color. Bluestem worked with us on getting it. So it just, it's just a delightful area to be in. And then when you add in the white woodwork, it really helps.
Oh, great. And then the other bathroom was redone as well, right?
It was, yeah. So we have a little walkway here. Off to our left, we have closet. It's a walk-in closet. There's a window in that room as well.
Oh, terrific. Window in the closet. Oh, that's great. So you can actually see the colors of what you're putting on.
That's right.
Good. And another one of the pocket doors, so that makes the storage easy. We talked about that before.
Yes, we have pocket doors all over. This right here is for a full-size washer and dryer.
Oh, terrific.
Because we can age in place in this house now.
That's great. That's great. Good deal. And then now we've got a bathroom with the sink externalized, or is there another sink in there as well?
There is not. We changed up the bathroom a bit, made the shower a bit bigger. Now, interestingly, Timothy, that tile is actually, I would call it a cousin to that other bathroom tile. It's very similar, but it's so zen-like. It's so peaceful, as opposed to that blue bathroom that's like, whoa, that is quite the bathroom. But this one is so peaceful and tranquil.
Yeah, it really is. And these are enormous slabs. And now, is this real stone? You said this is porcelain.
This is porcelain.
This is porcelain. So the great part about that, it's going to be very stain resistant, really durable, and you're not going to have to worry about keeping it clean. It's going to be very easy to keep clean.
And with that, you'll notice that the amount of grout it's significantly reduced when you have pieces of porcelain that are that big.
No getting out the toothbrush and trying to get the grout cleaned up. Yeah, good. I like it.
Timothy, take a look at this lighting and this in conjunction with this mirror over this vanity here.
Yes, look at that. So tell me about this lighting.
This lighting, it's actually an alabaster.
Right.
Yeah, so they somehow put alabaster in their mold as they created it, and so I think that's pretty fun.
It has a really lovely natural quality to it. It almost feels like it's looking through like a trunk of a tree or some sort of crystal. Well, I mean, alabaster, like, like looking through shells. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really lovely. Just love that. Great. And a great little vanity with some storage in here. A lot of really terrific things.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to show us? I think we've covered most of it.
I think we pretty much have it covered.
Great. Well, Deb, thank you for that tour. That was really terrific. If you had just a minute for a couple of other questions, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your experience working with Bluestem and the team. Would that be okay?
That'd be great.
Good.
Sure, because I have a lot to talk about here.
Okay. All right, great. Well, I'm going to ask you to go way back in your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And while you were first starting to think about this project,
Mm-hmm.
and before you picked anyone to work with, what would you say was your biggest concern about doing this remodeling project?
My biggest concern, and Timothy, this goes back maybe 8 or more years. We've been thinking about this for a long time, but I couldn't find anybody who I felt was listening well enough to me to give us what we were truly looking for. And we had talked to several contractors, and it just wasn't clicking. I mean, it just wasn't. I knew that this project needed to be so special because the amount of time that we spend in our kitchen, that it had to be unusual. And you and my husband and I talked, and just through that conversation, and by the way, I had been tracking you on social media for a good 2 years.
Okay.
Watching you guys.
Okay.
So this was not a spur of the moment decision. Gave it a lot of time, a lot of consideration. And then we had the fun of working with Emma, our designer, and just creating this unbelievable space that we have. So thank you guys for that.
Oh, and we're delighted. We're so glad that we were able to help you with it. One other question about that. So you were tracking us on social media, and then of course we had conversations. As I remember, our first conversation, it was still COVID. We did a virtual conversation.
We did do a COVID virtual
conversation. But was there anything either through that time you were watching us, or as we started those conversations, was there anything that we did or said or showed you that convinced you that we would be the right people to help you with this?
Oh, well, I mean, with all the tracking that I did and watching all of your posts, and you showed several of your projects. And then you talked about like your software system that you guys use to track the project that I had availability and access to every moment of every day. I could track the finances. I could track what items needed to be, decided on. And interesting about the selection process, Emma would slowly feed me. Okay, Deb, it's time now to be thinking about these, and then she would send me options. So I was not overstimulated. It wasn't all dumped on me. You need to figure out your whole house by 4 o'clock today thing. It was slowly parsed out to me. So it was very calming. By the way, just in case you don't know, I'm probably an AA personality.
Okay.
But I've been so calm throughout this project because you guys had it under control. I could watch what you're doing. Everybody was accessible. For me to, if I had questions or whatever, there was great communication. So happy, happy, happy.
Good. Now, every project has something, because it's just the nature of remodeling. And I'm sure that there was some bumps along the way somewhere. How did that get handled?
I would say through your due diligence of your staff. Just this porch was an unusual bit of the project. And it took a lot of coordination between Bluestem staff, our city inspectors. We had to bring in, some engineering and things like that. But we went through all the steps, so everybody at the city was happy. We have a beautiful space, and yeah.
All right. Well, that's, and often that's what it is. It just takes staying with it until it gets done.
Exactly.
So if you were, let's say you had a friend that said, "I'm thinking about doing a remodeling project." What lessons in general about remodeling have you learned that you would want to share with someone who's thinking about doing a project? Maybe a big project, maybe a small project. What would you tell people? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to really think about, are you going to be able to live in your space or not live in your space? We chose to live in the basement, but we were very prepared for that. And again, that gets back to, we've been thinking about this for so many years, that, we set up the basement that it was really, tolerable and comfortable. Have a good idea of what you truly need. It's hard to get absolutely everything that you want. So where are you willing to make your sacrifices and your choices? Okay.
I remember there was a pizza oven conversation that went on for a while.
Oh, yes. Right? We almost did a pizza oven coming out of Germany. And instead, we have this amazing porch.
So
here.
Pizza oven or porch. So that sounds like it was a pretty easy choice.
It was tough, though.
Oh, it was tough? It was a tough choice.
It was really tough. Yeah, it was really tough. And it would have been really cool to have it done.
It looked very cool. The designs were very cool. But everyone has to make choices. That is a big part of any project, isn't it?
Right. And that was the fun thing, is that, Emma would send in these ideas to us so we could take a look and then decide, okay, so if I buy this light, maybe I scale back on something else so that I could be tracking it through the budgeting.
So the nice part is you had control and also understood what some of your choices would mean for your overall project.
I had to have that.
Yeah.
Absolutely had to. And that's what you guys gave us.
Great.
And so
Perfect.
Worked out.
Perfect. So it sounds like you would recommend Bluestem to someone who was thinking about doing a project.
Absolutely. And what's really funny, Timothy, is that people come over now to see our place and they're like, whoa, this is amazing. And who did this? And we tell them, Bluestem.
Thank you. Well, thank you. We sure appreciate that. And of course, it takes having an amazing homeowner such as yourself who's willing to go on the journey, who's willing to participate and get in, because there's a lot of creativity, a lot of decision making that you've got to do, a little bit of sense of humor you got to have along the way.
Yes.
So we sure appreciate that. And you've been just wonderful to work with.
Well, thank you guys. Your team is amazing. Absolutely. I mean, you have so many nice people that work at that company. Really great. Really, really great experience. So thank you for that.
Well, I hope you guys have years and years and years of just loving this.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
You bet.
Hi, this is Timothy with Bluestem, and I'm here with Emma in this phenomenal kitchen we just did a tour of. Emma, thank you so much for all your hard work. What would you say is the best part of having done this project?
The homeowners, certainly. Deb and Tim were amazing clients to work with and made it really easy to collaborate and create a very special space.
What is your favorite feature, your favorite piece of this design?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm going to have to say the porch. The porch space, which is actually more their lounge space because it brings so much natural light in versus what they had here before.
Great. Oh, and it's beautiful, and I think they're going to enjoy a lot of days all year round in that porch. You get to watch the birds and everything going by and watch the seasons change. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Good. Well, great job. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.